is, hang on here. Are we, good morning and welcome to Wednesday Yoga. I just want to start with reminding all of us, including myself, the importance of three things. In yoga, your breath, your spine, and your presence. So when it comes to your breath, we don't recognize how often we hold it. We don't recognize how we don't exhale and let go of stuff, everything, including the breath. And, you know, I'm reminded when I'm driving narrow lanes on a highway and there are transport trucks beside me, believe me, I tap into my breath because it's very, it's scary is what it is. And I don't want to die or be maimed, which might be worse. And I'm telling you that just because as soon as I take a deep breath and I exhale, I have greater presence, awareness, and ability. So we are going to start again lying down on our backs in a moment. But the other thing I want to also remind you, in yoga, and I've said it many times, we're as old as our spines. So by paying attention to your spine, and one of the things you can do is when you're sitting or standing is to think about lifting your sternum. The minute you lift your sternum, your shoulder blades automatically go down your back. Your shoulders start to drop away from your ears. There is a tendency to round. And the other thing is that we don't think about our lumbar and our cervical spine that should curve in. And these things all play a role along with our ability to stay present. And when we notice we're not present with whoever's speaking, wherever you are, you're usually somewhere in the past or the future, and that's stressful. When people ask me about something 3 weeks from now, don't ask, and it's like, are you kidding me? Yes, I've got it in my calendar, but right now I can't decide about which way I'm driving, wherever I'm going. And I recognize, and perhaps we could all recognize that when we're not present, we are missing the gift of our lives, which each and every one of us are so magical, so amazing. And what's outside that we see with our eyes and hear with our ears, taste with our mouth, to just eat mindlessly and not appreciate the luxury, the good fortune of what we have. So just again, as a reminder, these three things. And I have to remind myself, I don't have it all sorted out at all, but breath. So we're going to start lying on our backs. And as you lie on your backs, and welcome Alyssa and Lauren, you can bend your legs and place the soles of your feet flat on the floor if that feels a little more comfortable. And again, I want you to place one hand on your belly and one on your chest. Doesn't matter which one, whichever one feels comfortable. And in this case, I want you to honor your neck. So for those of you who took a cushion, if you can't relax your back of your skull on the floor with your nose pointing towards the ceiling, then just place a cushion underneath the back of your neck. And notice that your lower back, your lumbar, is also not touching the floor. So you're now honoring the curves in your lower back. And then with your eyes closed, separate the biting surfaces of the teeth. Feel the soles of your feet resting on the floor, or if you wish, you can straighten your legs out. Try either one, see what feels good. And notice your breath. Just become aware of the movement because of your breathing. We talk about the belly rising when we breathe in fully, but truly it's just kind of bulging up. okay? Because that's the diaphragm. This is your biggest breathing muscle between the lungs and your abdomen that pushes the belly up, pulls the lungs down when you exhale. Inhaling fully through your nose. And why don't we exhale through our mouths? And inhaling again through the nose. And And one more time. Long, full, deep breath through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. And then draw the right knee up into the chest and then the left knee. And just hold here. Pawan Muktanasana is the Sanskrit name of pulling your knees up in towards your chest. There's a benefit here in that it stretches out the lower back, so it's a decompression. When we don't observe good posture, along with the force of gravity, which keeps us grounded, our discs become compressed. And when those discs flatten and shrink, or, God forbid, they should slip out between the vertebra, then we have a slipped disc, we have pain, bone on bone. So this is a form of decompression. So just holding your knees in towards your chest is a form of decompressing the lower back, the lower spine. We're also mobilizing the hips, but the other benefit here is pulling the thighs into your lower abdominal muscles, helps to release compressed gas. It can assist in digestion and also elimination, proper processing that is important for the health of our beings. Taking in what is nutritious and releasing waste. And then extend your left leg straight down in front. With your left hand on the outside of your right knee, let's draw it across the body, twisting. So you're taking your right knee over to the left. You're going to feel this in your glutes, your butt muscle, your hip, your obliques. You know, the things we do in yoga are great because in our normal day, we don't stretch or move or twist the way we do in a yoga class. And the benefits of just 1 hour and being present, noticing mindfully what's going on. Where are you feeling a little tightness? And when we feel tightness, we can think of it as tension. And when there's tension, there's stress. And stress overall affects our entire being. Continue to be mindful of your breathing. Our brains take in a lot of information through our sense bodies. So if we're feeling a little tension, tightness, or stress in a certain area, use your brain to just mindfully and non-judgmentally attend to that place. Inhale, coming back to the center. Pull the right knee back in towards you, and now the left knee, and extend the right leg straight down in front. And then with your right hand, your opposite hand to opposite knee, take that left knee over to the right side. And when your mind can, with careful awareness, attend to your body, we can release a lot of stress and tension, no matter how it got there. It could be physical, it can be mental, it can be emotional, it can be existential, it can be a lot of things, but it doesn't matter what it is. Yoga has a way of helping us let go. Just let go. Breathe into that area. And when it comes to the mind, obviously, a lot of our stress starts with our fears, our thoughts, something somebody said, didn't say, didn't do, didn't get it just the way we hoped they would get it. And this is where we really have to grow up, evolve, think about the feelings we're having. How can we mitigate them? It might be through a conversation, or maybe it's just a way of finding another definition, another meaning for what somebody did or didn't do. We all have to do this, I'm pretty sure, unless you happen to be living with a group of saints. And inhale, come back to the center. And this is where now I want you to take hold of your straps. And when you grab your straps, or if you're at home practicing and you don't have a strap, but hopefully you got a belt, let's start with the right leg. Now, you can put the strap around the arch of your foot. I prefer it closer to the ball of the foot. The reason being is that you will get a little more stretch through the Achilles tendon as well as the back of your leg. Now, try to keep your shoulders on the mat, so bend your elbows and take the strap wherever it is that you are able to keep your shoulders and your shoulder blades attached to your mat, and then do some gentle pulling towards you. Now, if your hamstrings are super tight, you might bend your knee a little bit. In fact, please don't hyperextend. There's nothing to be benefited from, stretching too hard behind the back of the knee. But this stretch, particularly in the hamstrings, when we have tight hamstrings, it can affect our ability to sit tall and honor that lumbar curve. So breathing here, pulling towards you. Be aware of the muscles you're stretching, those hamstrings, the back of your thigh. Now bend the other leg, the straight leg, on the floor so that the sole of the foot's flat on the floor. And then with your right hand holding the strap that's holding the right leg up, you're going to let your right leg fall open to the right, and I want you to let your left knee fall to the left. So now we're stretching the inner thigh adductor muscles. So you're holding the strap, letting the right leg fall out to the right side. The left knee is bent with the foot on the floor, and you're letting it fall out to the side. So the intense stretch, of course, is on the right, but you're getting a little bit of warming up for the inner thigh on the left. And you're breathing, feeling your belly bulging up because you know you're filling your lungs with fresh oxygen. And as you exhale, you're releasing the carbon dioxide. Inhaling, bring that right leg back to the center. And now you're going to take the strap into your left hand. You're going to straighten your left leg, and you're going to let the right leg fall over to the left. So right leg comes across the body over to the left. Now you're going to feel this on the outer thigh, your IT band. If you want a little more stretch for the outer thigh IT band, then point your toes towards the floor. And you're holding it. And the other thing, of course, is if you want a little more stretch through the hamstring, particularly the origin of the hamstring into the sits bones, your butt bones, then pull the foot towards your face. And breathe. Inhale, bring the leg back to center, bend the knee, and let's bring the other knee up. Place the foot in the strap. You can either straighten or lengthen the leg that's on the floor, but you may want to keep it bent. And then you're pulling your left leg towards your face, keeping your nose pointed towards the ceiling and honoring your lumbar curve. Breathing into your hamstrings. Please don't do too much, don't do too little. Think about your body like a fine Stradivarius violin. If you tighten those strings too much, they snap. You break something. So listen to your bodies, honor them, respect them. They do so much for us without us even thinking about it. And now placing your left hand on both of the straps, both sides, ends of the straps. And if you straightened your right leg, let's bend it and lower your left leg out to the left side and let your right knee drop towards the right. So again, stretching the inner thigh, adductor muscles. And once again, if you want to get a little more mobility in the hips, you might want to pull gently your foot towards your shoulder, your head. Not too much, not too little. The middle way is where we find the most benefits, the most release. Inhaling, bring the leg to center. And now extend the right leg straight down in front. You're going to take both straps now in your right hand and take your left leg over to the right. Across the body, twisting. Keeping your opposite shoulder on the mat. And then again, if you want a little more stretch through the outer thigh, IT band, you're going to point the foot towards the floor. But you may be getting plenty just by holding the strap around the sole of your foot. One side may feel different than the other. Typically, we're not symmetrical from one side to the other. Breathing with caring awareness. Inhale, come back to the center, bend your knee, release your strap beside your mat. Draw both knees back in towards your chest. And with one hand on each knee, do a little rocking from side to side, nice little massage. You can also make some circles for the sacrum, the lower back, the sides of the hips, waking up the nerves in this area. And then bringing your hands underneath the backs of your knees, rocking up to sitting or rolling over onto your side, whichever feels best. And then once again, take your strap and pull your flash away from your sits bones. Now, for those of you who struggle to even just, sit up straight and honor that lower curve, take your cushion. You can put it underneath your buttocks, or if you don't have a cushion, roll up the back of your mat, just to give you some added height, all right? If you require that. So you're pulling the flesh away from your sits bones, bang out the backs of your knees, take your strap, Paschimottanasana, and again, place it under the balls of your feet. And then I want you to also bring your hands far enough down your strap so that you can keep your shoulders nice and low, your elbows tucked into your rib cage. So spread your straps apart, yep. And then sitting up nice and tall, lengthen through your spine. You might even want to close your eyes here. Now you're going to feel this in your back muscles. We're not used to sitting up straight. So you're activating your latissimus dorsi, large muscles in the middle of your back. Breathe. Think about your spine from your tailbone reaching right up through the crown of your heads. Now, some of us might just stay here, but walk your hands down your straps. If you want to fold, keep your spine nice and long. So think about inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, lead with your hearts. If you just go a half an inch or an inch, that is fine. We're all anatomically different in terms of the length of our legs juxtaposed against the length of our torso. Some of us got longer legs, some of us got shorter legs in proportion to the rest. So whatever the case, if you're able, and you can take hold of the soles of your feet, go for that. But if holding on to your straps is best, then please do so. Lengthening, or if just staying up straight is enough, stretch for your hamstrings. Everybody gets exactly what they need when they listen to what their bodies are communicating in terms of this feels pretty good, or this is too much. And if you're feeling any pain whatsoever, that is a stop sign. Inhaling. Just drop your straps for a moment. Place your hands beside your body with your fingers pointing forward, so they're right beside your hips, sitting up tall, Paschimottanasana. Again, notice how much muscles you're using in your core. So if we have a weak core, we're probably almost always slumped. But yoga, to the rescue. Flex your feet if you're able. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Some of us may stay here, or again, leading with your hearts, lengthen your torso. Lengthen, 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 reach and stretch. One more breath in to lengthen. So really think about lengthening your torso here. More than anything else, it doesn't matter how far over you go. Lengthen, stretch, lengthen your spine. Keep your neck in line with your spine, and then let your hands drop wherever they land, wherever they end up. Doesn't matter if it's your ankles, your calves, your knees. So whatever you're holding on to, and it could be your strap at this point if you still need it, inhale, lengthen. And as you inhale and lengthen without even folding forward, you're going to feel more stretch through those hamstrings. The more relaxed your hamstrings are, the easier it is for you to sit up straight, along with a stronger core. One more breath in, lengthening. Exhaling, forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Again, excellent for your abdominal organs, for digestion and elimination. And then walk your hands back up your legs and just place your hands beside your hips and notice, is it easier to sit up straight? I mean, after just a few minutes, imagine doing this more than once a week, and you can because you get the replay. Okay, let's come on over onto all fours. And let's just do a little bit of spinal flexion with our cat and cow. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. There are knee cushions if you need them, or fold your mat over to create extra cushioning for your knees if you need it. Lengthen your spine. Think about again from tailbone right through the crown of your head. On an exhale, round your spine. Pull your bellies in, tuck your chin. Feel your core engage, all 10 fingers pressing into the mat. And now curl your toes under. Hollow out your lower back, lifting your tail, lengthen through the front of your body, drawing your heart center forward, lifting through your head, exhaling, flatten the tops of your feet, round your spine, pull your bellies in, tuck your chin, really feel your core engaging, curl your toes under, start to tilt your tailbone up, hollow out your lower back, and draw your heart center forward, rounding through the neck, eyes rolling up to your third eye, exhaling into cat, inhaling, curl your toes under into cow. Lengthen your spine by drawing your heart center forward as you hollow out your lower back and let your eyes roll up. Last time, flatten the soles of your, or tops of your feet, round your spine, tucking your chin, pull your bellies in, and inhale. Hollow out your lower back, draw your heart center forward, lifting up. And bless you. Okay, we're on all fours. We're going to thread the needle, start to warm the shoulders before we work on them. So let's sweep the right arm up. Reach up, stretch up. Exhale, thread the needle underneath your front arm. Release your shoulder and the side of your head. Now again, if this is uncomfortable, you could always get a cushion to place it under your head. And then if you can, tippy-toe the fingers of the left hand straight out in front. So we're stretching through the upper chest, upper back, particularly mobilizing shoulders. Draw that left hand back, pressing up. Both hands are on your mat. You're going to inhale, sweep the left arm up, reach and stretch. Exhale, float that arm and thread it under the other arm. And release the side of your head. If it's okay, tippy-toe the fingers of your right hand straight out in front. Breathing into those rotator cuff muscles that we talked about last week. And then draw the right hand back. And now, with your knees as wide as your mat, big toes touch, flatten the tops of your feet. Carefully take your sits bones back towards your heels. Drop your torso between your thighs. If it's accessible, drop your forehead onto the mat. If not, fold your forearms one on top of the other. Or use a cushion and breathe into your side and back ribs. Inhaling, Draw the knees back underneath your hips. Curl your toes under. Oh, just because we like doing it, let's just curl our toes under and sit back on our heels. This is just your half minute of torture. No, but it's really good. You know, our toes get so scrunched up and tucked into shoes, and pretty soon it'll be winter boots. Okay, place your fingertips on the mat. And let's roll back and just let your torso hang over your bent thighs. Let the crown of your head hang. If you're feeling any dizziness here, you could place your hands on your shins and just halfway over. But if you can let the crown of your head hang, stretches out your cervical neck vertebra, and then feeling the soles of your feet evenly rooted and grounded into your mat. Slowly roll up one vertebra at a time and let your head be the last thing to come up. And then bring your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, press them back and pull your armpits down. Let's take hold of our straps once again. Does everybody have a strap? Okay, so you want your strap wider than your shoulders when you're holding it. Okay, and then you're going to take it over your head, and we're going to inhale, stretch up. We're going to exhale over to the right. Now, if you want, you can take your lower hand back a bit or keep it level. Inhale, up. Exhale, other side. Breathing. You can take that bottom hand back a bit. It just gives you a little more stretch across the pectoral and shoulder muscles. Inhaling back to the center. And now let your head fall back, let your arms fall back. Oh my gosh, I'm looking up at bright yellow leaves and blue sky. Maybe some of you are as well. It's so beautiful. Okay. Now, I'm going to stay that way because I want you to keep your strap in your right hand, but let the strap drop down your back. And then take the strap with your other arm and just do some gentle pulling down, pulling down. So straps behind your back, and you're pulling down with it. Now, can you walk that bottom hand up towards the other hand? Doesn't matter if it touches or not. Try not to let your head fall forward when you're doing this. You want to keep your ears over the center of your shoulders. And releasing, give your arms a good shake out. Shake your shoulders, shake your chest. Okay, so now the other arm, you're going to lift the opposite one, whichever it was, you'll know. So the opposite one comes over your head. Just hold the strap over your head, comme ça, okay? Just hold it up. One arm, just one arm. One arm. Now, try to find the strap with your other arm. Guys are lucky. They don't have to do what we do. But maybe that's why we're a little more flexible in our shoulders. Okay, so now you're going to pull down, okay? You're pulling down so you can stretch the tricep. So this arm was up, you grabbed it, and now you're pulling down. Feel the openness in the front of your body. Don't let your head hinge forward. Keep your ears over the center of your shoulder. Now, your back hand, you're going to walk it up your strap. Reach up. And in this case, if you want, you could pull up with the hand that's above, just to try to open up and stretch through the shoulder area. Be mindful, be careful. Breathing. Okay, and release. Now, take your strap behind you. Have both of your thumbs pointing out while you're holding the strap. Okay, you're holding the strap behind you. Your thumbs are both pointing outwards. Got it? Thumbs pointing outwards. Okay, take your feet about the width of your mat. Soften your knees. Bending them, looking up, lifting your hearts, and then forward fold. Arms are coming up. Thumbs are pointing out, and just taking your arms up, whatever amount they can go up and over. Try to relax your neck. And then slowly rolling up, drop the arms. Now you're going to take your straps and you're going to point your thumbs inward. So now instead of your thumbs pointing outwards, your thumbs are pointing towards one another. Okay? And once again, same deal. Feet are the width of your mat. Bend your knees. Lift your hearts, lift your gaze. Look at those beautiful blue sky and golden leaves. Exhale, lead with your hearts. Arms coming up, thumbs are pointing towards one another, holding the strap, reaching up. Relax your neck and slowly roll up and place your straps off to the side. Let's take a little sip of water. We're going to do sun salutations next, the full Monty. So if you have socks on, if they're not sticky, you should remove them so you can grip your mat. By the way, for new people, the bathrooms are just through those two doors. Okay, should have said that at the beginning. Okay, so come on up to the front of your mats. And if you haven't done sun salutations before, just listen to my instructions, do your best. We were all beginners at one time, not knowing what we were doing. So just feel like a kid and play. Inhale, exhale, hands in prayer. Press your thumbs up against your sternum. Lift your elbows. You should feel really alive in your shoulder and upper body area by now. And then take your feet apart. Reach your arms up. Arc backwards, whatever amount you can, but keep the length and feel the stretch through the front of your bodies. And then inhale. Let's bring our feet back towards one another. Lift out of your waist. Engage your thighs. Fold from your hips. Reaching forward as you fold. And let your fingertips rest on the mat, bending your knees if you need to. Step your left leg back and drop your knee to the mat. Place your hands on your front knee. Focus your gaze for balance. There's balance required along with strength. Inhale, lift that back knee off the floor and press through your back heel. That will be your anchor. Keep your shoulders right over your hips. Don't let your body lean forward, straight up and down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Focus your gaze if you feel wobbly and press through the heel of your back foot. And breathe. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your rib cage in. Turn your hands forward. Spread your fingers apart. Bring them to the mat. Take the other leg back. Now, for some of us, push-up may not be appropriate today. If that's the case, drop your knees to the floor and then fold your ankles crossing over one another. If you're in plank posture, pull your bellies in. Engage your core. Press all 10 fingers into the mat to the point where you have space underneath your palms. That is your carpal tunnel. Pressing through your heels. Release your knees, flatten the tops of your feet. Slowly take your hips back towards your heels and release your bellies onto your thighs, but leave your hands where they are on the mat. Stretching through your shoulders, your spine, breathing. Leaving your hands where they are. Stay nice and low. Come forward, keeping your chest close to the mat, keeping your bum in the air, and then when you're able, release your chest and chin onto the mat. Slide everything out behind you. If you find yourself off your mat, scooch yourself forward. Draw your fingertips back to align with the tops of your shoulders and release your forehead onto the mat. Bring your elbows in towards your rib cage and press your forearms towards the mat. Roll an invisible alley with your nose to lengthen your neck. Looking down at your mat on an inhale, let's slowly lift head, neck, shoulders, chest without using your hands. You're coming into baby bhujangasana, activating the muscles of your back, particularly the lower middle back. Again, let your neck round up, let your eyes open or closed, float up to Ajna chakra. This is your third eye. This is your seat of intuition. Different from instinct, intuition is a higher aspect where you begin to connect with something grander than just your five senses, just your ordinary brain. One more breath in to lift and lengthen and strengthen. Exhale, lower your head, neck, and shoulders. Curl your toes under. You can start to come up onto your knees or just lift your hips up. Walk your feet a few inches forward. Bend your knees. Press your belly onto your thighs. So as you bend your knees and press your belly onto your thighs, notice how you're lengthening your spine. Make sure all 10 fingers are pressed into the mat. Inhaling in place. Exhale, press your heels towards the floor. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. It does not matter if your heels touch the floor. Not important. Just to feel the stretch, particularly in the calf, the Achilles, the backs of the knees. Lift your left leg up in the air. Look at your left hand. Swing that foot as far forward as you can. If it doesn't go very far, drop the opposite knee. Pick the foot up at the ankle. Move it towards the front of your mat. And then swing your right foot forward and let yourself hang upside down again in Uttanasana. Bring your arms beside your ears. Engage your thighs by lifting up on your kneecap. Pull your bellies in to protect your lower back. Sweep the arms in front, reaching up, feet apart for balance. Look up and arc back, opening your heart. Inhale, bring your feet back together. Lift out of your waist. Exhale, forward fold. Let your heads hang. Now bend your knees and sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up. Hands in prayer. Exhale to your heart center. Everybody want to do that one more time? Even if you don't, let's do it because it's good for you. Ready? And take a sip of water whenever you need. Please start at the front of your mats. Come up to the front of your mats or you're going to run out of runway. Somebody actually told me the other day when we lost a mutual friend who died, he said, well, we're all running out of runway, Joey. I said, no, I'm looking for new runways. But do start at the front of your mat, okay? It's all about attitude. Come on up to the front. Come a little bit closer. Inhaling in place. Exhale, hands in prayer. Step your feet apart. Arms up, reach up, look up, open up. Inhale, bring your feet back together. Lift up out of your waist. Reach forward as you hinge. Bringing your fingertips to the floor, letting your head hang. Step your right leg back and drop the knee to the mat. Make sure your shoulders right over your hips. Place your hands on your front knee. Focus your gaze. Yes, balance is required. So look at the floor in front of you. It's not moving. Inhale, lift your back knee off the floor. Press through your heel. Press through that back heel. That'll be your anchor. Inhale and sweep the arms up. And I'm happy to see everybody modifying as they need to. Turn your hands forward. Spread your fingers apart. Bring them to the mat. Take that other leg back and assume the plank position that works for you today. Either your knees are on the mat with your ankles crossed, or you're holding that full plank, feeling as strong as a 2x4. Pull your bellies in. So I mentioned last week of those two Michaels who were incarcerated for well over a year in China. One of them spent every day in push-up plank position to maintain his strength. So obviously, we're free. We can do what we want. And push-up position is definitely a way to keep the body as well as the mind strong. Release your knees, flatten the tops of your feet, take your sits bones back towards your heels, release your belly onto your thighs, try to leave your hands where they are, and enjoy the stretch, the release, the letting go. Leave your hands where they are. Release your forearms and elbows to the floor. Slowly come forward. When you're able, with your bum in the air, release your chest and your chin. As your spine becomes younger, and it can, you'll find this easier. If you're tight in your upper back, just notice it. And know with a little bit of careful, mindful practice, things can change in a positive direction. Slide everything behind you. Bring your fingertips to align with the tops of your shoulders. Release your forehead onto the mat. Now, some of us will want to press up into the fuller expression of Cobra, and some of us will just stay in a baby or modified Cobra. If you want, take your feet as wide as the mat and press your baby toes into the mat. Roll an invisible alley with your nose, looking straight down at the mat. Bring your elbows in towards your side body and press your forearms down towards the floor. Feel your hips and pelvis pressing into the floor. On an inhale, let's everybody begin in baby cobra. Lengthen as you lift. Lengthen as you lift. And keep your elbows tucked into your side body and keep your shoulders away from your ears. Now, you can stay here, or you can press up into the fuller expression. There'll be a tendency for your shoulders to want to come up and your elbows to wing out. Let's try to keep our wrists, elbows, and shoulders aligned and breathe. And smile. I have a really nice quote for the end of this class from Mother Teresa about what a smile can do. One more breath in. Exhale, lengthen as you lower. Draw your feet towards one another. Curl your toes under. Let's press up into our downward dog, but walk your feet a few inches forward. And then bend your knees. Press your belly onto your thighs. This lengthens your spine. Align your ears with your inner arms. Feel your spine growing and lengthening. Inhaling in place. Exhale, drop your heels towards the floor and feel a great stretch in the backs of your legs. And breathe. Notice how energizing this posture is. You're receiving earth telluric energy through the soles of your feet and your palms of your hands. Lengthening and strengthening in downward facing dog. Lift that right leg up in the air. Look at your right hand. Swing that foot as far forward as you can. Other leg forward. Let your upper body hang. Let your head hang. Bring your arms beside your ears. Pull your bellies in. Engage your thighs by lifting on your kneecaps. Draw the arms in front. Reaching up. Looking up. Arcing back. Inhale, feet come together. Inhale, exhale, forward fold, bend your knees, sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Okay, we're going to do a couple of standing postures and then your favorite, Shavasana. Please take a sip of water whenever you feel inclined. So warrior one, we got nice open shoulders now. We're all nice and loose. And you know, in my note last night, I sent out, years ago, I did a yoga class, and I believe Dave Steeb, who was a pitcher, was in the class. These guys are big. They're really big. I couldn't believe how flexible they were. So that's why I said, stretch like a blue jay. Even though they look, you know, that Aaron Judge, 6'7". I mean, that's a long way to stretch. But yeah, they have to do it. Okay, so starting at the front of your mat, let's take the left leg back first, left leg back. Now, when we're doing warrior one, as opposed to warrior two, we want our shoulders, our chest, and our hips to face the front of the mat. Therefore, if you spread your feet wider apart on your mat, it's easy. If your feet are mostly lined up, you have to torque a little bit, okay? All right, so you're going to bend your front knee. Just like warrior two, though, try not to let your knee collapse inward. Keep your knee pointing over the middle toes. Your back foot's going to be a little more forward than it is in warrior two. You're going to be about 60 degrees forward. And as I said, your chest, your upper body is facing the front of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And just kind of, you might want to scooch that front foot forward or not. Keeping your shoulders down and your rib cage in. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight. Front knee bend, back leg straight. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Lift out of your waist. Exhale, reach forward. So when we lift out of our waist and we stretch, a lot easier to get towards the floor. And then bringing your fingertips to the floor, rather than bending your front leg, which you could do, if you need to, bend your back leg, if you can get your fingertips to the floor, or, and of course, if you had your blocks with you, which you perhaps don't have, just see if you're able, straighten that front leg as much as you can. You could bend the back leg, but we're stretching again the hamstrings, compressing abdominal organs, lengthening the spine, relax the neck. Let's bend that front leg again. Sweep the arms in front and up. Now bring the arms behind you. Interlock your fingers and squeeze your shoulder blades and elbows together. As much as you can. Keep your front knee bent. Keep your back leg straight. Inhale, lifting your heart center and your gaze upwards. Keep that front leg bent. Exhale, leading with your hearts, coming into humble warriors. So lifting your arms up, releasing your torso between your thighs, relax your neck, relax your head. Arms up, whatever amount you can, and then release your arms, sweep them back in front, coming back into warrior one. Glorious warriors. Exhale, float your arms down, bring your legs together, give your legs a shake out. And let's do the other side. So again, separating the width of your feet so that you have no issues about your hips, your chest, and your shoulders facing the front of your mat. Bend your front knee. Your back leg is always going to be your anchor. Back leg is straight. Front knee is bent. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Virabhadrasana 1. Vira, warrior, strong. Fingers are active. Shoulders stay down, rib cage stays in. Now inhale, straighten your front leg. Lift up out of your waist. So bring the waist out of the hips. Fold from the tops of your legs, reach forward. Keep reaching and stretching. Now maybe you just want to place your hands on your front knee or calf. If you're able, bring your fingertips down towards the floor. Relax your neck. So you may need to bend your front knee or bend your back or keep that front leg straight. Releasing, letting go. Inhale, bend the front knee, sweep the arms back up, mobilizing your core. Take your arms behind you. Try to interlock the fingers the opposite way you did last time. There's a way we would normally do it, so just feel it. If this feels different, keeping the front knee bent, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze, back leg straight, front knee bent, lead with your hearts, folding inside of your front thigh, lifting your arms up whatever amount. Release your arms. Let's turn sideways on the mat and spread the feet as wide apart as possible. Turning your feet outwards, keeping your spine long and tenting your fingers underneath your face. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, reaching up, stretching up. Feel the opposite inner adductor muscle. Stretching, exhale, and float it down. Inhale, sweep the other arm up, reaching, stretching, looking up. Exhale, float it down. Walk your feet in towards one another. Take a sip of water if you need, and then bring yourself into Shavasana, flat out and relaxing. Feel good about your efforts, everybody. If you have an iPad cover or something to cover your eyes, it would be good. When you're lying down, let's separate the biting surfaces of the teeth. Closing your eyes, let your eyeballs float into and down into their sockets. Turn your palms up, taking your arms far enough away from the side of your body to let your shoulders and your shoulder blades be supported by the floor. With your palms facing up, you're in the open and receiving position. Let your feet splay out. Let your body be soft and heavy. Eyes are closed. Nothing to do for a couple of moments except allow the wisdom and intelligence of your bodies to incorporate the benefits of what you have just done. Observing your breath without controlling. fully letting go. Lying flat on the floor allows for perfect alignment of our spine. It alleviates the force of gravity and our connection to earth, telluric energy. It goes without saying that we all know the benefit of walking in nature because it connects us to the very materials and essence of what we're made of. Inhaling through your nose, warming, purifying, and humidifying the air that enters into your precious lungs. Exhaling carbon dioxide. All manner of waste. Life is a dance. Mindfulness is witnessing that dance. And we all know there are so many different ways to dance. Inhaling the life force long, full, and deep. And deep exhalation. Long, full, and deep inhaling. And deep exhaling. Stretch the arms over behind the head. Reach and stretch. Point feet far. And flex and point. And bring your arms back down by your sides. And then inhale and stretch your arms skybound. Reach and stretch. Point feet far. Flex. Point. And drop your arms down by your side. Keeping your eyes closed, bend your knees, roll over onto your side, whichever one you prefer. Use your bottom arm as a pillow. And from Mother Teresa, who says, "A smile is the beginning of peace." So wear your little Buddha smile. Use your top arm to press yourself back up into a seated position. And if you wish, join me in chanting Om, the mother of all mantras, one time. Inhaling together. Om. That's so beautiful. Om Shanti. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. Thanks, everybody. Any questions or comments are welcome. Be sure and drink lots of water. You have such a beautiful day to go out and play or dance. And wear your smile. Okay, wait a minute. We have show and tell. Okay, Jennifer.